Hi, it's Mary Ellen, and I'm here today at Convergence 2014 in Atlanta speaking with Rob Adams, who's General Manager, Dynamics for Microsoft Canada. Rob, how's the conference going?
It's going phenomenal. We have over 12,000 people that are here this week that are here to see all the new technology that Microsoft Dynamics is rolling out. And I think being the General Manager of Dynamics Canada, what excites me is also to see the amount of Canadian customers that are also with us this week.
Great. Well, Rob, I've been hearing a lot about some of the new features that are in the CRM release from last month, and also about new features in version 3 of AX, which is scheduled for launch this spring. I'm wondering if you could help me understand a little bit more about how some of these features will help customers address the new opportunity that's in social and mobile technologies.
Sure. You know, it's as you listen to some of the things that we rolled out this week, it really goes back to two of the areas of focus for the company. And number one is the cloud, and number two is just our focus around our mobile strategy. You mentioned two areas of AX and CRM, and it's been a phenomenal year around some of the releases. With CRM 2013, what you've seen with that release and what we showcased this week is the tremendous amount of social listening capabilities that we have now in CRM. And on the AX side, with AX 2013 Release 3, what we showcased this week is now AX is going to be in the cloud using the Azure platform. Around AX, we also talked about some new apps that are coming out. One example of that is a shop floor app that we're going to be releasing with R3.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems to be working. In the presentations yesterday, I heard about Dynamics growth for both CRM and AX that's in the range of 30% plus for last year. I'm wondering, is this the same situation in Canada? Is the growth similar? And is this because we have a good amount of small to medium-sized enterprises in Canada, or what do you attribute that growth to?
Yeah, so you mentioned the growth that was mentioned yesterday, and although I can't comment specifically on the growth in Canada, what I will say is that Canada is leading the way and has the top growth of any other country. And one of the things that we are seeing is on the AX side. We're seeing explosive growth in that small to mid-market size of a company, but now we're starting to see a nice, I'll call a nice blend of the enterprise and mid-market, and I'll give you two examples. One is there is a large retailer called Jean Coutu in the East, which just signed up with us this year, but we also have some great mid-market customers. On the AX side, David's Tea is a great example of that, which is rolling out Dynamics AX to all of their locations. And me being a David's Tea fan, it's great to go in the stores and seeing all the associates using Dynamics AX. And then on the CRM side, a great example of a great customer of ours is the Big Brother, Big Sisters program. And what I love about that story is how they're using technology to really make an impact around people and making the connections around making sure they've got the best match between the brother or sister in that program to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Rob, you mentioned cloud earlier, so I'd like to follow up on that for a second. I'm just wondering, how does Microsoft work to ensure when you're migrating customers that may have Dynamics on-premise to cloud delivery, that in that transition they don't migrate to other established cloud vendors? You know, there's cost advantage, but what other capabilities differentiate the Microsoft portfolio?
Yeah, sure, and I think it's important to talk about one of the differentiating factors we have is that we don't see all customers being in the cloud. One of the advantages we have of Microsoft Dynamics is that we have an on-prem offering and we also have an in-the-cloud offering. But no doubt we're seeing a huge explosive trend around the world, and more specifically in Canada, around some of those customers that are wanting to go in the cloud. And so to answer your question specifically, we've come down to a couple areas. One is we as Microsoft have to ensure that we are close to the customer. We have to understand what's the business reasons why they want to go in the cloud, and we also have to make sure that the partner strategies, the partners that they're working with, that they have a good understanding of their business and that they've got a good cloud transition plan. And we as Microsoft are ensuring that our partners are with us to help with that transition.
Mm-hmm. What makes a good Dynamics partner?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to host a dinner last night for over 100 of our Canadian customers and prospects, and a lot of them asked me that same question. And I'll give you a couple of things I had told them. Number one, you want to make sure that you're working with a partner that understands your business, meaning that you want to make sure that it's in alignment with the industry focus that you're in. Number two, you want to make sure that they have a good referenceable customer base that they can speak to. And it's really important that you understand, do those partners, have they done implementations that are on time and on budget? And the last one is, is there a connection? Because this is a very long-term relationship that you're going to have. And I think that's one of the things I attribute to the growth that we're seeing in Canada, is we have these very strong customer and partner relationships, which is one of the reasons why I think we're seeing the success we are.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you mentioned relationships, because I wanted to talk to you also about some of the changing dynamics within the client organization. And I'm thinking specifically about the shift from engagement with the IT manager when it comes to purchasing decisions to
Right.
some of the line of business managers. So I'm wondering, as this shift takes place, what kind of accommodation you might have made in your sales and marketing strategy. And I'm also wondering, have you found that the level of involvement on the part of the IT manager has changed?
Yeah. If you look back of how we used to sell, it was generally I call it an either strategy. Either you're going to work with the line of business, or you're going to work with someone like the CIO and the IT team. It's now a better together relationship that we have to do as a part of that execution. And so I'll give you one example, is that every opportunity that we work in, IT wants to make sure that they understand what's the impact going to be to the overall platform. But on the business side, they want to make sure that they're ensured they've got a very rich experience to their people and customers. And one of the terms that we talk a lot about is that the experience that is behind the technology is the new currency in technology.
Mm-hmm. My last question has to do with Microsoft opportunity. Are there any specific verticals or industries that you're targeting, or places that you see more rapid growth than in others?
Sure. Certainly there's we continue to see momentum around the manufacturing space. We're also seeing a tremendous amount of momentum and growth in retail. So I mentioned a few of those opportunities, customers earlier, such as Jean Coutu as well as David's Tea. But we're also seeing a lot of growth in the financial services and explosive growth in public sector in Canada.
Excellent. Rob, thanks so much for your insight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.